Bear Talk is produced by the Golden Bear Gazette, Mount Juliet High School's newspaper. Hey everyone, welcome to Bear Talk. I'm your host, Aryan. Today we'll be discussing a topic that has become increasingly important in recent years, vaping. As many of you may know, last month was recognized by some as Vaping Awareness Month, and our school's prevention coalition organized an anti-vaping campaign in response. In light of this, we wanted to take a closer look at the issue of vaping and its implications, especially for young people. According to the 2020 survey from the CDC, about 1 in 5 high school students in the U.S. reported using e-cigarettes for the past 30 days. While some may believe that vaping is a safer alternative to smoking, in reality, it is that, it comes with its own set of risks and harms. Vaping products contain harmful chemicals that can damage the lungs, affect brain development, and increase risk of addiction. Today, I'm excited to have our school nurse, Miss Tipton, joining us to share her insights on this topic. Miss Tipton, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
That's amazing. Yes, thank you so much for being here. Well, getting into the first question, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what your typical responsibilities are here as a nurse at MJHS?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have been the nurse here for 5 years. I've been a school nurse for 16 years total. I'm married to Shane. He just started actually yesterday in U.S. history, started here at Mount Juliet High School. I have 2 daughters and 1 granddaughter, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
That's amazing that you've been like a nurse here for so long.
My responsibilities, I didn't tell you that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
Right.
So my responsibilities, there's pretty endless. It just depends on the day. I have all my daily medications and procedures that I do, helping diabetics, tube feedings, health screenings, AED checks and drills, and prepping for field trips and stuff. Kind of medication management and health management with the students who have health issues here at school. Teach a lot of CPR classes. There's a few times through the year that we do that. And for the past few years, I've also covered West Wilson Middle School's 8th grade students here in our building.
Wow, so you do like a really wide variety of important things for our school.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of statistics pointing to vaping becoming more prevalent as time passes. I wanted to see if this is a trend that you've seen in students and how large this increase has been, if you have seen it.
Yes, I see students occasionally for vaping, but unless there's like a health issue that comes from it, whether there's a medication or drugs or whatever in there, I don't always see the students. But if there's suspected drugs or cannabis or whatever, they'll normally, the SROs will normally bring them to me to assess them. So it's kind of hard for me to gauge about the increase itself. But I hear that there's a huge increase.
Right, I see. And, as someone who works in medicine, you have the perspective of someone who has extensive knowledge about how the human body works. Physically, how does vaping impact human health of teens who partake in it? And what are the long-term implications in this regard?
Okay, so vaping puts nicotine into the body along with whatever drug that may be added to the nicotine, which is very addictive itself. It can slow brain development, and it can affect memory, concentration, attention, and mood changes. It can also cause lung irritation similar to that of traditional cigarette smokers. It can damage your immune system cells, and it can also cause circulatory problems that can affect your heart rate and your blood pressure. There's also dangerous chemicals in vapes, such as formaldehyde. I did not really realize that until I started researching this. Yeah, and that can cause, it's a carcinogen, so it can cause cancer in the long run after, years of use. Let's see, what else? Have you ever heard of the term popcorn lung?
I have heard of that,
Okay.
Yes.
So there's another chemical in vapes called diacetyl, and is used in the vape juice itself. And what happens is the chemical damages and scars the tiny sacs in your lungs, and over time it will thicken and narrow like your airways and stuff and make it harder to breathe, and so you wheeze a whole lot and that kind of thing. It doubles, vapes in general can double the risk of heart attacks. Wow. Vaping can affect your mental health by altering the way your body responds to stress. It affects the part of your brain that is responsible for attention and learning. It can also irritate your teeth. It can dry out your mouth, cause gum disease. And there's ongoing research regarding the long-term effects and the new information coming out every single day.
Wow, yes, and thank you so much for sharing that. That's so surprising. So I remember I mentioned earlier that vaping, has its own consequences as compared to e-cigarettes, or as compared to cigarettes, traditional cigarettes. And you mentioned chemicals like formaldehyde and diacetyl, and that really shows it comes with its own set of risks.
Yes.
But going to the next question, in your experience, what are some of the biggest challenges facing schools when it comes to addressing the issue of vaping and e-cigarette use among youth and young people?
This was very interesting. I had to look up a lot of things, but also we had a PD day one time with, I guess it was an SRO that came and talked to us about different places that you can hide different drugs and different weapons and stuff like that. And vapes was one of the things he discussed. Vapes have become very discreet, and some resemble just like an ink pen. Some of them are so small that they can be hidden right in the palm of your hand. I also feel like educating the community and parents so that they know what's going on with their kids. I think that has a lot to do with it. Like many other issues, I wonder if the parents even know what their kids are doing and who they're around and how easily accessible that vapes can be.
Oh, yeah. And that makes a lot of sense, actually. Something I've heard a lot is that the smell is a big thing. Like with cigarettes, you can smell them a lot of the time. However, with vapes, it often could blend in. It could be more like, of a pleasant smell.
Correct.
Objectively looking.
Correct.
And, moving on. So on a physiological level, what makes vaping so addictive? And is this addiction mechanism similar when compared to other substances like cigarettes?
Yes. If the vape contains nicotine, then it is very addictive, just like traditional cigarettes. The more you vape the nicotine, the more your brain and body get used to having that. And a lot of the vapes do contain nicotine. And typically, but not all. Not all vapes contain nicotine, but typically that's what you see the kids doing. Vaping is actually the act of vaporizing liquid to inhale it. So regardless of what is in it, it can damage your health and irritating your lungs by introducing all the toxins and stuff into your body.
Right, I see. So it goes back to that nicotine like a lot of the time?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, finishing off, so for people who are trying to quit vaping or substance misuse in general and their family members, what advice would you give? And are there any resources that you would suggest to help them effectively going through this process?
Yes. First off, you have to want to quit. Maybe make yourself a quit day, set a time frame and try to stick to it. Distract yourself with maybe exercises or other relaxation techniques. You can talk to your doctor about addiction and see if they have any suggestions, and talk to them about wanting to quit so they can help you. There's other things that you can do, as opposed to vaping. Also, try to figure out what your why is. Why is it that you want to start, or you did start vaping in the first place? Is there something deeper going on, like anxiety or depression? Or are you trying to fit in with everybody else? Knowing your why and why you started vaping in the first place will help you overcome it over time.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really good advice. I think building a support system and targeting out the issue, seeing why you're vaping,
right,
what the original reason is. That's really, it sounds really effective.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was amazing talking with you, Ms. Tipton.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Happy spring, MJ. I'm Bella.
And I'm Isabella.
And we're here with your weekly updates.
If you have a news tip, be sure to drop it in our Dropbox. That's at B118.
Before we drop our next episode, please be sure to go follow us at MJ_BearTalk and follow MJHS at Mount Juliet Bears.
Now for your MJ News Bulletins.
The past week was Assistant Principal Appreciation Week. Thank you, Miss Adam, Mr. Hill, Miss McNeese, and Miss Scott for all that you do.
Girls flag football meets every Tuesday and Thursday on the football practice field at 4. See Coach Howland in the library or DM the Instagram at MJHS Flag Football for more information.
Congratulations to Shawshank Lahode for taking first place on the regional examination of geometry in the 2023 high school math contest held at Cumberland University on April 4th.
Hosted students represented us well in the state conference in Knoxville this past week. Congratulations to Addison Hill, who placed first in sports medicine, Mary Gendy, who placed third in pharmacy science, and Sydney Nee, who placed fourth in epidemiology.
The boys soccer team defeated Wilson Central on Tuesday, April 4th with a score of 3-0. Goals were scored by Sebastian Buendia and Andrew Moore. The boys lost to Cookville with a score of 3-1 on Thursday. Their senior night is coming this Tuesday. Come out and support your Golden Bears.
MJHS will conduct our second annual Military Signing Day / swearing-in ceremony on Thursday, April 20th. If your schedule permits, we would love to have family and close friends in the bleachers to show support for our students.
Last weekend, on Saturday, April 1st, MJHS Track and Field traveled to Franklin Road Academy where they competed in the Highland Games. This is an especially fun meet to attend each year as there are added events specifically for the events including a kilted mile, tug of war, caber toss, and a stone throw. Our student athletes participated in these events, as well as their typical track and field events. Overall, the girls brought home second place out of all the teams participating with a combined score of 70-plus points. The boys overall brought home fourth place with a combined score of 62 points. Congratulations! We also have a new all-time MJHS school record to celebrate. Aiden bustled through the discus at the Highland Games for 151 feet. This is the longest thrown boys discus in MJHS track and field history. Congratulations, Aiden. There is another open gym opportunity for ladies interested in trying out for the upcoming volleyball season. This is on Monday, April 17th from 4 to 5:30 p.m.
Graduation will be on Friday, May 19th at 7 p.m. in the Murphy Center on MTSU campus. Graduation practice will take place on MJHS campus on Friday, May 19th. Graduation practice is required in order to participate in the graduation ceremony. Seniors should arrive at 8:45 that day to participate in the honorary diploma activity before graduation practice.
Prom tickets are on sale now through GoFan. Tickets are $65. Last day to buy your prom tickets is April 19th. Please make sure you read the event alert when you go to buy your tickets for more information.
Your limited number of pre-orders left. To guarantee that you will have a yearbook, pre-order now. Yearbooks are on sale at goldleafyearbook.com by clicking Shop Now.
Powder Puff game tickets are on sale now for $2 until April 14th. See a dance team member or Miss Schmidt in the Commons in the mornings to order your ticket. Tickets will be $5 at the gate. Come and watch your senior and junior girls play against each other on April 17th at 4:30. There will be special guests as the dance team. You don't want to miss it. Parents are encouraged to come as well. The dance team tryouts are happening April 25th to April 28th. See Miss Schmidt in room B122 for teacher recommendation letters as well as information packets.
That's all we have for you this week. Keep it classy, MJ, and have a very great day.